are you? Good. My name is Daniel. And I play the violin. Well, I'm a composer, I'm a performer, I'm a violinist, band leader, and I think I've always been a bit of an educator. If I'm playing horizontal, what are you going to do? Yes! I think that as an Haitian-American composer who's from South Florida, music education was a part of my total education. It was for everyone. Okay, don't just be a violinist. Be an actor. Be a dancer. Be the CEO of a company. The thing that binds us together, I think, is this notion of curiosity. That if I play the violin in an imaginative way, in a way that has to do with percussion playing or trying to make my violin sound like another instrument, this is a way for me to take my perspective of music and apply it to their perspective. Because after all, what I'm actually trying to do is get them out of their comfort zone, get them out of their boxes, get them out of their patterns of what they think classical music is. I feel it's my responsibility and my obligation to get out into the schools and to talk about music, to have these kind of unique conversations that lend to even more unique collaborations, and to offer whatever kind of arts education I can for that day or for that period of time. I think one of the things I love most about working with the Boston Symphony Orchestra and the Boston Pops as well is this notion that it can be entertaining, that it can have a relevancy. I mean, you know, look at me. Do I look like a composer, as I like to say? Maybe not, but to these young people, I certainly look like a musician. I certainly look like an artist. And, you know, oftentimes for young people, things begin with a look, a sound. When I was 5 years old, I wanted my violin to be everything. I had to find a way to make my violin cool, like a bass. I had to find a way to make my violin into an acoustic guitar. I had to find a way to make the violin sound like an electric guitar. I had to find a way to make the violin sound like a turntable. I wanted my violin to be a drum kit, bass, snare, rim shot, bongos. I had to find a way to make my violin represent who I am. I think as a composer, I'm uniquely qualified to talk about how instruments and people come together. The great thing about working with young people is that they challenge you. You know, they push you forward. You know, I have to say, I'm 39 years old now. I've been playing the violin for 35 years. It's always been there. It's my best friend. It's the one thing in my life that's always been positive and consistent. It brings me the most joy. And I'm not saying this to you to sell you something. If I had quit the violin, I would have been a much different person. I think that I'm uniquely qualified to really bridge that gap between commercial music and concert music. I think that this is, for me, some of the most important work that I do because it keeps me grounded, it keeps me connected to the next generation. It helps me to remember where I come from, and it helps me get to where I want to go. If you believe in what I'm saying, if you hold on to that instrument for dear life, if you trust in your instrument and in your music, it will carry you through those bad times and through the really good times. The best is yet to come. 11 years old is one thing. Wait until 22, 33, 44, 55. You have a very short amount of time to gain their attention. So you really have to pull together all of your skills as a performer, as a composer, as a band leader, to gain their trust. And once you have their trust, you can take them anywhere. Go! You know, we can talk about Jay-Z. More importantly, we can talk about Stravinsky. You know? So that's one way I think that I'm bringing together all of my training and actually all of my hope for what will be, you know, 21st century art consumers. Hot, man! That was awesome! That was cool! So cool. Don't ever change.